When matters of the heart intersect with the philosophy of Stoicism, we enter a realm where subtle expressions carry profound weight. Many people think romance is fueled only by passion and spontaneity, but a deeper understanding shows that small cues, like a shift in tone, an unspoken smile, or even a casual remark about the temperature, can reveal genuine affection. In truth, love thrives on attentiveness and reflection, attributes championed in Stoic teachings. Stoics are not unfeeling. Rather, they advocate balanced awareness and self-control, guiding us to appreciate the nuances in every interaction. When a woman utters certain phrases, especially those that seem innocuous at first, she might be opening a door to deeper connection. Recognizing these indicators, while maintaining a calm, respectful poise, can cultivate trust and lead to a flourishing bond grounded in honesty and emotional maturity. Part of the Stoic approach involves discerning how these phrases align with authentic emotion. The world often bombards us with advice, from dramatic love songs to flashy romantic comedies, all emphasizing grand gestures. Yet the true signal of affection may lie in brief, almost fleeting comments that carry resonance when we pay close attention. To a Stoic mind, that means we examine each statement with care, not letting passion override reason. If she says something about feeling warmer, for instance, we don't rush to interpret it literally or dismiss it as idle chit-chat. Instead, we pause and assess whether she might be hinting at a rising emotional temperature between you both. This reflective approach asks that we consider context and consistency. If such remarks recur, if her tone is gentle and her eyes linger, she may be allowing her guard to slip slightly. Stoicism encourages us to meet such openness with sincere curiosity and gratitude. Though we must remain composed, aware that not every phrase is an explicit invitation, we also want to honor the subtle expressions of interest that can lead to deeper involvement. By acknowledging these signals gracefully, we nurture a budding intimacy that can only grow when grounded in respect and mutual recognition of each other's emotional landscapes. When a woman says something like, "I feel like it's getting warmer," it may appear to be about the climate. However, those words can indicate a rise in personal comfort, a sense of closeness that transcends the ambient temperature. Often, these subtle statements serve as a test. She might be gauging your ability to notice unspoken cues. If you respond with a light-hearted, "It does feel cozier in here," and accompany it with a genuine smile, you validate her decision to be slightly vulnerable. From a Stoic viewpoint, this is akin to providing a calm, supportive space where truth can emerge without fear of ridicule. In a world obsessed with the dramatic expression of feelings, these quiet acknowledgments offer a breath of fresh air. They demonstrate an inner stability, suggesting that you are not threatened or overwhelmed by emotional nuances. Rather, you welcome them. Stoicism's core teachings remind us that while we cannot control what others say or feel, we can certainly choose how we respond. Instead of ignoring her subtle statement, you show empathy and attentiveness. This gentleness proves you're attuned to the moment and fosters a sense of safety, one of the most valuable ingredients in a deepening connection. When you sense that her comment points to rising emotional warmth, it is wise to maintain a steady but inviting demeanor. Stoics don't reject warmth. They simply keep it in perspective. If she's hinting that your presence makes the room feel more intimate, reciprocate through mild, open-ended conversation. Ask how she's feeling and share something genuine about yourself in return. This mutual exchange, grounded in calm attentiveness, lays the groundwork for a relationship built on trust. By not rushing to force an outcome, you allow each shared moment to evolve naturally, letting romance blossom under thoughtful care. Another phrase a woman might utter when she's interested is, "You smell really good." While it may seem like a straightforward compliment, it carries a deeper significance. Scent is tied closely to memory and emotion. Noticing yours means she's paying attention to the physical presence you bring into her environment. In a Stoic sense, this is a moment of pure, present awareness. Her senses are engaged and she feels moved enough to comment on it. Rather than downplaying her remark, accept it gracefully, and convey authentic appreciation. A simple thank you, I'm glad you like it, acknowledges her words without boasting or deflecting. The Stoic perspective reminds us not to let compliments derail our inner equilibrium. Instead, we reflect on them with gratitude and a bit of humility. If her sense of smell draws her closer, that's a tangible sign of growing rapport. You might find it helpful to note how she seems more relaxed in your vicinity, how her posture or expression shifts when she's near you. These details amplify the impact of her compliment, turning it from a casual remark into evidence of blossoming intimacy. As with many aspects of romance, however, your response is key. Rather than become arrogant or nervous, stay grounded. It might seem tempting to elaborate about colognes or personal hygiene routines, but a Stoic approach favors a balanced reply. You can keep the mood light by asking if she has a favorite fragrance or if certain scents evoke special memories for her. This creates a gateway to learning more about each other's preferences and emotional triggers. By inviting her perspective, you show genuine interest in what she values. Such an exchange can plant seeds of deeper understanding, cultivating mutual respect that lays the groundwork for connection, not just physically, but also in the realm of shared emotional resonance. Further expressing her interest, she might say something along the lines of, I really like this part of your body. Perhaps she compliments your hands, remarking on their warmth or steadiness. Maybe she points out your eyes, mentioning how they light up when you smile. Regardless of the specifics, this phrase shifts the conversation into a more intimate sphere, where she openly acknowledges her attraction. From a Stoic standpoint, it's an opportunity to practice measured composure. You neither shy away from the compliment nor bask in it with arrogance. You stand firmly in the middle, grateful that she feels comfortable enough to speak candidly. In these instances, it can be helpful to respond with softness rather than immediate reciprocation. A kind smile and a simple, that means a lot to me, demonstrates your appreciation without seeming robotic or insincere. Stoicism teaches that emotional maturity involves recognizing the significance of someone's candor. She's gone beyond polite chit-chat and chosen to highlight a feature of yours that appeals to her. Such trust might be fragile. If you rush to make a joke or wave off her words, you risk undermining the vulnerability she's displaying. Instead, a warm acceptance can pave the way for richer emotional exchange. This dynamic can also extend into gentle, appropriate touch, if and when both parties feel comfortable. Physical compliments often open the door to a more tangible expression of closeness. Perhaps a soft brush of her hand against yours accompanies her remark, indicating she'd like to test the waters of greater intimacy. In Stoic romance, we don't jump recklessly at every hint, but we do stay present enough to notice its intent. By respecting boundaries and reading her nonverbal signals, you can respond in a way that invites deeper affection. Over time, these accumulative little steps can lead to a fully realized relationship grounded in trust and genuine connection. One of the most telling remarks you might hear is, let's find a more secluded place. Whether you're in a bustling cafe or a noisy gathering, her suggestion signals a desire for privacy, an opportunity to step away from the clamor of the world and share a moment that belongs solely to the two of you. In Stoic terms, this is a powerful invitation for deeper intimacy. We often imagine Stoicism as emotionless, but it's better understood as emotionally intelligent. Accepting her proposal with calm confidence indicates you acknowledge her longing for closeness without showy dramatics. When relocating to a quieter area, you might sense a greater openness in the conversation. She may reveal personal stories, ask about your aspirations, or quietly observe your reactions to see if you can meet her honesty with your own. The Stoic approach encourages you to welcome this deeper share of her emotional world by listening closely and responding thoughtfully. Rather than spouting off rehearsed lines, focus on genuine engagement. Thank her for confiding in you, offer reflections on her words, or express empathy when she speaks of struggles. This calm, attentive manner signals you're worthy of her trust. Throughout these secluded interactions, Remember not to let your own desires override mutual respect. A private setting doesn't necessarily mean immediate physical intimacy. Often, it's more about emotional communion. If she leans closer, you can reciprocate with measured warmth, a kind smile, a gentle touch on her hand, but always be mindful of her comfort level. Stoics emphasize the importance of virtuous conduct. This includes kindness, honesty, and courage. Courage, in this context, may mean being unafraid to show that you genuinely care. By merging respectful attentiveness with a willingness to be vulnerable, you establish a foundation for a bond that grows ever stronger with time. Another phrase that carries weight is, "You look really good today." While it may seem just like polite small talk, direct compliments on appearance can reveal a deeper appreciation. Some women reserve such comments for occasions when they feel a genuine spark, an undeniable delight in how you present yourself. Stoicism teaches us to accept these moments with humility. Yes, it can brighten your day to hear she finds you attractive, but your sense of worth shouldn't hinge on external praise. Instead, take a measured approach. Express thanks, let the compliment affirm you, and continue the conversation with dignity. Often, a comment about how you look can branch into a conversation about personal style, confidence, or the shared significance of making a positive impression, rather than brushing it off or overindulging. A balanced response might be, "I appreciate you saying that. I took some care in putting myself together." The Stoic preference for moderation doesn't eliminate enjoyment of such flattery. It simply keeps you grounded. Show genuine gratitude rather than turning defensive or fishing for more compliments. This steadiness projects an inviting aura, confidence without bravado. It's not just about outer appearance either. She might be reacting to the calm energy you exude, the way you carry yourself, or even how you've grown into a better version of yourself over time. A Stoic approach reframes external praise to remind us of the internal virtues we cultivate daily: discipline, self-respect, and kindness. This interplay between inner values and outer expression can be especially compelling. When she says you look good, perhaps she's really noticing that intangible quality of self-assuredness, something that arises from consistent personal growth. Accept this graciously, and let it fuel further conversations that delve into meaningful subjects beyond mere surface appearance. Romance, when viewed through a Stoic lens, is a tapestry woven from thoughtful observation, balanced reactions, and a willingness to embrace sincerity. Each of these 5 phrases, seemingly modest on their own, can herald a blossoming connection. "I feel like it's getting warmer." "You smell really good." "I really like this part of your body." "Let's find a more secluded place." And "You look really good today" are stepping stones toward a deeper bond. The difference lies not in the words themselves, but in how they are spoken and received. Within these short declarations lie subtle invitations to intimacy, all of which can be nurtured through the composure and empathy that define Stoic romance. Many people stumble because they either ignore these cues entirely or overreact. Some assume that any praise indicates an instant invitation for full-blown commitment, leading them to rush headlong into assumptions. Others disregard the significance of small statements, treating them like inconsequential chatter. Stoicism suggests a measured path, one that's neither dismissive nor desperate. By neither clinging too tightly nor carelessly discarding these hints, we embrace the middle ground where true connection resides. We remain open to the possibility of deeper affection without placing unrealistic burdens on the budding relationship. Over time, this method fosters an environment of respect and trust. She sees you as someone capable of reading unspoken sentiments and valuing her emotional overtures. In turn, you experience the pleasure of building rapport on steady ground, free from the chaotic highs and lows of unbridled passion. This does not diminish the passion itself. Rather, it organizes it in a way that is sustainable and mature. Whether you are just beginning to sense that spark or already find yourself enthralled by her company, Stoic principles guide you to handle the journey with consistency, kindness, and unwavering sincerity. While the practice of Stoicism might seem reserved for solitary reflection, its impact on love is deeply profound. Yes, Stoics often discuss virtue, self-discipline, and the fleeting nature of external circumstances. Yet these teachings hold a wealth of wisdom for navigating intimate relationships as well. In love, as in life, we encounter unpredictable events and emotional surges. A woman's affectionate words can lift your spirits or spark anxiety if you fear misinterpreting them. The Stoic solution: remain poised, observe carefully, and respond with sincerity rather than impulsivity. This sense of balanced emotional engagement benefits both parties, reassuring her that you can provide stability while also being receptive to genuine closeness. Consider, for instance, the vulnerability behind compliments like, "You smell really good," or "I like this part of your body." She is exposing her own desires and preferences, trusting you not to exploit or ridicule them. Through the Stoic lens, you respect this trust by offering a calm, kind response, one that acknowledges her words without overshadowing them. This respectful exchange fosters a safe emotional environment, a foundation that can weather misunderstandings or external challenges. In time, these small gestures accumulate, enabling a bond rooted in authentic, enduring affection. Moreover, Stoicism prompts us to examine our own motivations. Are we reciprocating interest simply because we crave validation? Or do we genuinely admire the qualities she exhibits? Her presence, her unique perspective, her vulnerability in sharing these compliments? By remaining mindful of our internal landscape, we keep the relationship anchored in truth rather than fleeting infatuation. It's a delicate balance of cherishing the present moment while recognizing that all things, including love, evolve over time. When guided by Stoic principles, we can embrace love wholeheartedly without succumbing to the illusions that come with uncontrolled passion. It's essential, too, to recognize the power of listening. When she says, "Let's find a more secluded place," a Stoic might ask, what deeper conversation or emotional exchange is she seeking here? Perhaps she yearns to confide a personal struggle or gauge how you'd respond in private. Listening extends beyond hearing words. It includes reading her body language, noticing the emotion in her voice, and discerning the subtext of her actions. By honing these skills, you transform into a supportive presence, one capable of meeting her desire for genuine connection. A woman who senses your willingness to genuinely hear her often feels more confident, sharing larger parts of her life and spirit. Just as Stoicism advises us to align our actions with virtue, it also reminds us that meaningful love cannot flourish in chaos. Emotional chaos can arise from carelessness, from ignoring signs of interest, or from pushing boundaries recklessly. The calm attentiveness you demonstrate when she drops subtle hints, perhaps brushing her hair behind her ear and smiling in your direction, illustrates a readiness to meet her halfway. Instead of jumping to conclusions, you allow each moment to unfold, trusting that sincerity and consistent effort will reveal the path forward. This journey might not be as dramatic as movie love stories, but it forms a robust, genuine bond. Ultimately, each shared experience, the gentle exchange of compliments, the shift to a quieter corner for conversation, accumulates into a bigger narrative. It's the narrative of two individuals gradually weaving their inner worlds together. Should disagreements or misunderstandings arise, as they inevitably do, the Stoic approach to romance steadies the boat. We return to empathy, to calm analysis, and to measured communication, ensuring that emotion, while embraced, never blinds us to respect or reason. The result is a romance that stands strong against external pressures, nourished by honesty and maintained by a mutual, reflective dedication. Emotional intelligence plays a substantial role in recognizing these subtle overtures. If you are too absorbed in your own thoughts, perhaps overthinking your every gesture, you might miss the cues entirely. Conversely, if your ego demands constant validation, you might misread harmless remarks as declarations of overwhelming devotion. Stoicism cultivates a space where you exist in the present, aware of your surroundings and your own responses. Thus, when she says, "You look really good today," You can accept the compliment without letting it rule your emotions. You honor her words, smile, and perhaps inquire about her day or pay her a gentle compliment in return, focusing on fostering a real dialogue rather than spotlighting yourself. Emotional intelligence also involves creating an environment where she can comfortably share what she feels. When she expresses admiration for your body or wants to move someplace more private, your calm, open demeanor can turn a basic conversation into an intimate one. This might lead her to discuss her own vulnerabilities or preferences, effectively leveling the field. Instead of witnessing an imbalanced exchange where one person is the giver of compliments and the other merely receives them, you form a true partnership grounded in respectful curiosity and empathy. Moreover, these small acts of connection can accumulate to bring about a shift in the way you both experience the world. With each phrase, however seemingly casual, you gain insights into her perspective, emotional state, and values. If she repeatedly mentions how safe she feels around you, you start to see how your stoic steadiness has a tangible effect. If she talks about warmth or closeness, you learn about her comfort levels and desires. Each snippet of information is a clue, a puzzle piece revealing how to cultivate a space where both hearts can thrive. This mutual awareness, coupled with deliberate kindness, can turn budding attraction into meaningful companionship. Throughout this journey, patience remains crucial. Modern society often celebrates instant gratification, pushing us to rush into defining relationships or demanding reciprocation of feelings. The Stoic approach, by contrast, cherishes the organic pace at which love unfolds. Rather than forcing quicker intimacy, you allow each subtle sign to gently guide you both toward a deeper understanding. The statement, "I really like this part of your body," might initially catch you off guard. But if you respond graciously, asking what precisely she appreciates or letting her know you value her openness, you invite a fuller exploration of emotional and physical connection over time. A balanced approach avoids extremes of self-denial or neediness. If she compliments your scent, you don't dismiss her remark, nor do you cling to it as proof of her undying adoration. You simply record it as one more indicator of growing affection, mindful of the bigger picture. Each kind word or invitation to a quieter space stands as a building block in the larger edifice of your shared experience. In Stoic romance, building a solid foundation takes precedence over dramatic escalations. That foundation, once sturdy, supports both partners through life's inevitable changes and stressors. When these changes arrive, maybe in the form of misunderstandings or external pressures, Stoic principles help maintain perspective. Because you've spent time recognizing and appreciating her subtle expressions of care, you enter conflicts with empathy rather than anger. You recall moments like, "I feel like it's getting warmer," or "You smell really good," understanding they represent genuine attempts at connection. This recollection fuels patience and kindness, even when things grow complicated. By affirming those earlier gestures of closeness, you strengthen resilience in the relationship, allowing love to be an ongoing journey rather than a fragile spark easily extinguished by adversity. Lastly, it's worth emphasizing that Stoicism doesn't downplay the importance of physical or emotional attraction. Rather, it advises us not to become slaves to these impulses. When she hints, "You look really good today," it's natural to feel a rush of excitement. Stoicism doesn't negate this joy. It integrates it with rationality, so we don't become consumed by pride or urgency. This integration enables you to stay anchored in the present moment, celebrating her compliment while understanding it as a stepping stone toward deeper connection. Over time, a harmonious balance of reason and feeling emerges, allowing romance to flourish without engendering chaos or emotional confusion. In that same spirit, a comment like, "Let's find a more secluded place," can be thrilling. Concept of privacy often invokes closeness and tenderness. Within the Stoic framework, excitement is welcome but not allowed to override one's respect for boundaries or attentiveness to the other person's comfort. You approach the scenario with both anticipation and measured caution, showing that you're open to the possibility of sharing something more intimate be it a heartfelt conversation or a gentle embrace, while ensuring that neither of you feels coerced or rushed. Each of these phrases, be they about temperature, smell, appearance, or secluded moments, contains depth if we listen with mindful hearts. Stoicism exhorts us to remain grounded, to filter our responses through the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. Exercising these virtues in romantic contexts fosters bonds that aren't weakened by superficial misunderstandings or unbridled emotional swings. Instead, the relationship matures in an environment of mutual respect and clarity, paving the way for enduring devotion. Reflecting on these teachings, it's clear that romance underpinned by Stoic principles can be profoundly rewarding. The synergy of emotional attunement and philosophical guidance elevates love beyond fleeting infatuation. When a woman shares these phrases, "I feel like it's getting warmer," "You smell really good," "I really like this part of your body," "Let's find a more secluded place," and "You look really good today," she's subtly revealing her trust and interest. Meeting these hints with authenticity, calm consideration, and gentle confidence exemplifies Stoicism in action. Here, empathy and honesty coexist with reason, supporting a bond that can withstand time and trials alike. Men sometimes overlook such signals due to nerves, cynicism, or lack of emotional dexterity. By integrating Stoic wisdom, you heighten your emotional acuity, ensuring you detect and value her gestures of closeness. In doing so, you honor not only her courage in speaking up, but also your own capacity for forming meaningful connections. Navigating these moments with poise transforms casual chats into opportunities for genuine understanding and closeness. The key lies in balancing sincerity with restraint. You allow the relationship room to grow instead of smothering it with expectation or indifference. Ultimately, love in the Stoic sense is about two people who choose to engage in each other's lives with respect, honesty, and a shared commitment to personal growth. When she says she likes a specific aspect of you, she's extending a piece of herself, trusting you to appreciate it. Your measured response, shaped by introspection and empathy, signals the kind of emotional safety that nurtures long-term connection. Each softly spoken phrase then becomes a milestone in a shared journey, an affirmation that the bond you're building is both heartfelt and thoughtfully sustained. If you ever feel uncertain about the meaning behind a subtle phrase, remember that Stoicism encourages dialogue. Gently ask a clarifying question or mirror her comment to see if she chooses to expand. For instance, if she says, "I feel like it's getting warmer," you might reply, "It does feel warmer in here. What do you think is causing it?" Such a prompt allows her to either affirm the literal temperature or hint that the warmth is about something more, opening space for deeper conversation. This approach is compassionate and wise, inviting transparency rather than speculation. Moreover, don't underestimate the influence of your own nonverbal cues. Stoics teach us to remain conscious of how we present ourselves, from facial expressions to posture. When she pays you a compliment, a receptive smile and consistent eye contact can convey that you genuinely value her words. Slouching or evading her gaze may telegraph indifference, potentially discouraging further openness. The gracious acceptance of praise is a skill, a dance of outward calm and inner appreciation. When you execute it well, you create a memorable interaction that reassures her you are present and engaged. By honoring her subtle statements in this manner, you also learn to appreciate the less obvious facets of communication in everyday life. Whether it's friendship, family, or professional connections, the ability to perceive and respond to nuanced signals has far-reaching benefits. Within romance, this skill is paramount. The seemingly offhand remark about your scent or a passing statement about the environment can be an emotional invitation. Accept it graciously, and you might discover that what starts as a small gesture grows into a robust, meaningful bond marked by kindness, vulnerability, and mutual enlightenment. Embracing Stoic guidance and love doesn't negate the excitement and intrigue of romance. Rather, it refines it. Instead of being buffeted by each wave of adrenaline or anxiety, you maintain a steady course, letting each heartfelt exchange guide you closer to genuine intimacy. Over time, repeated patterns of honest engagement, respectful curiosity, and calm attentiveness become the hallmark of your interactions. She, in turn, recognizes you as someone who truly listens, a partner capable of handling both emotional highs and lows with grace. So when you notice she's using phrases that hint at emotional closeness, view them as gentle invitations rather than guaranteed promises. Through the lens of Stoicism, these invitations are precious opportunities to connect on a deeper level, one anchored in virtue and trust. Each new statement can represent a chapter in the unfolding narrative of your relationship. In each chapter, both of you can explore vulnerability, share personal anecdotes, and gradually reveal the parts of yourselves that seldom see daylight in a casual setting. As this unfolding continues, your understanding of one another grows. The path becomes clearer, free from the illusions of guesswork or unbalanced infatuation. Instead, you build a partnership based on informed, reciprocated care. If she says, "Let's find a more secluded place," or "You look really good today," and you respond with quiet enthusiasm and measured openness, you reinforce the sense of safety needed for genuine love to take root. In the end, this approach yields a romance that marries passion with prudence, joy with reflection, an authentic testament to the harmony between heartfelt devotion and Stoic wisdom.